All right, we're back out here in Sydney, Australia to do an early drop test of the iPhone 17 Pro. Now, I've also got the 16 Pro with me, and they're two different materials. Last year, Apple used titanium, and this year they've switched back to aluminum. So I want to run both of these through their paces and put them to the test to see which one ends up being more durable. So everybody says the orange looks good. I don't know. I feel like this is a super bright color. Definitely looks a lot different with the new cutout down below. And then of course, you've seen the 16 Pro before, same exact phone as last year. Just got this again so we can test out the old titanium versus the new aluminum. I am genuinely so curious to see what happens here. So let's start like normal height here by your waist on 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see where the point of impact was. Wow, from a single drop on the orange, that is way more damage than I was expecting to see there. The Pro, on the other hand, I mean, you've got a scuff, but just kind of rubs out. I mean, that's pretty insane for the first like 4-foot drop, man. All right, now let's go over to the back. Same exact height in 3, 2, 1. That's actually wild that the lens immediately shattered. It hit a point of impact directly on the Pro lens, but the rest of the glass is fine. Probably what you hear about most though is the screen. So let's do waist height in 3, 2, 1. All right, so the 16 Pro screen fully shattered up top. Now you can still use it. Apple's digitizer is pretty good, like it holds up well, but the 17 Pro on the other hand, with the new 2nd generation ceramic shield, the display on this phone is actually perfect still. So as we continue on, I wanna see if the back glass is as strong as the front on the 17 Pros, which Apple says it should be. Now I wanna go a little bit higher, about shoulder height for a side drop in 3, 2, 1. We have another pretty clear impact point on both, but man, the titanium, it is wild how you can just kind of rub it out and you can barely tell the 16 Pro was dropped. The 17 Pro on the other hand, once you are denting that phone, that material, the paint comes off pretty much immediately, and I have to say, like, it feels cheaper without a doubt. Now I feel like adding some style to my 17 Pro, so I'm gonna throw on this cool Rhino Shield case. Let's do another drop from here. 3, 2, 1. Totally fine, really great protection from the clear case with Rhino Shield. Let's go over to a backdrop now on both from shoulder height in 3, 2, 1. We hold up both of these. Wow, I mean, Apple's claims, you can see them right there. The glass on the 16 Pro immediately shattered, not only at the top and at the bottom, but the lens as well on last year's phone cracked immediately. The 17 Pro, on the other hand, while it continues to get scuffed up on the aluminum and even on the new camera bar that Apple stretched out, the lenses, there's a little bit of a scratch there, but it didn't shatter. And the back glass is kind of perfect. The real test though is gonna be the shoulder height front drop. Now the 16 Pro already failed, but on the 17 Pro, can Apple survive like 6 feet high in 3, 2, 1. All right, the back glass on the 16 Pro continues to be pretty rough, but as we flip them around, we have even more shattering on the front, and the iPhone 17 Pro screen is still fine yet again. That was a pretty intense drop as well onto direct hard concrete. So with the 17 Pro not having a major crack anywhere yet, I mean, we gotta go higher. I wanna see the limits of this thing. So let's go above my head on a side drop in 3, 2, 1. Man, no crack on the 17 Pro. Yet again, this phone is perfect, and the 16 Pro is looking absolutely destroyed with some of the glass here actually like peeling out of the phone. We actually saw this last year as well. But again, side by side, I mean, the story's not even close this year. The 17 Pro continues to be really strong, which means we gotta do an above the head backdrop on both in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take a look at the back on both of these. I mean, the 16 Pro is destroyed, And even after that, the 17 Pro, I mean, you're getting way more scuffs and removal of the anodization again, but lenses are still good. The back glass here is not cracked at all yet. And even the front glass, after all of these drops, the 17 Pro in perfect condition, something you could walk away and use after all of this damage. I mean, that's genuinely impressive. Now, to make sure you don't even have to worry about your iPhone 17 breaking in the first place, that's why I partnered up with the Rhino Shield, who sponsored today's video. Rhino Shield has a bunch of upgraded cases for the iPhone 17, offering optimized protection, starting off with the Solid X. This one has an even sleeker design and stronger protection than before, with additional reinforcement all around. And with Rhino Shield's proprietary shock spread eco material, it far exceeds military drop standards. I really like the way this one feels in your hand, and the protection on the new 17 is like perfect around the camera bump. Next up, you've got the clear case, which is my personal favorite, as it now has a lifetime anti-yellowing warranty. So you never have to worry about that usual discoloration that you get with clear cases. This one is also super lightweight, and it is a perfect complement, especially to the new design of the iPhone Air. And of course, Rhino Shield is known for their classic Mod NX case, which is modular, so you can use it with both a back and a bumper, or take the back out to just have a bumper. Plus, with Rhino Shield, you have access to a ton of different designs to choose from, including a bunch of exclusive IP that you won't find anywhere else. So protect your iPhone 17 with Rhino Shield. When you use my link down below in the description, you can get 40% off a screen protector and a free lens protector, plus an additional 10% off when you use code AppleTrack on your order. A huge thank you to Rhino Shield for sponsoring this entire drop test. Now let's get back to it. I don't think the 17 Pro makes it on a front glass though. This is an insane height. It's totally unrealistic. In 3, 2, 1. All right, so that was the final nail in the coffin for the 17 Pro front glass. You can also see the way they crack is different. The 16 Pro is way more spidery and finite pieces, and these are larger, different glass shards. On the back though, man, we still have not gotten the 17 Pro's rear glass with ceramic shield to break, which is something I thought we would see break first. I mean, look at these two phones side by side. The 16 Pro is destroyed, completely unusable, and the 17 Pro, I mean, you could pass this for being maybe a year or two old phone, honestly. Let's also throw the Rhino Shield Mod NX on, which has the separate backplate and bumper you can combine together. Let's do it from right here. 3, 2, 1. That was a really hard drop. Once again, with Rhino Shield, phone is literally in perfect condition. Because the 17 Pro back glass is not shattered yet, I think we need to go even higher. So this is probably gonna be 12-ish feet, 10 feet in the air in 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Oh my God, the 17 Pro is fine. I mean, this phone is fully destroyed, and the 17 Pro is completely fine on the back. Now, the lenses are getting a little bit scuffed up. However, they have not shattered yet. How are these phones 1 year apart, and one is made of a cheaper material and it's doing better? That's pretty cool. While we're here though, I mean, let's do a side drop as well to see if the aluminum changes this high. 3, 2, 1. Honestly, the screen is a little bit more shattered on the Pro after the side drop, just from the impact shooting up. I mean, the 16 Pro is basically just as unusable as it has been. Somehow the back glass on the 17 Pro continues to just be fine. Oh, I did not see this. We have a dynamic island update that just hit. It now spreads across the entirety of your phone now. Side by side, 16 Pro versus 17 Pro, not exactly holding up the best. So let's see if we can get the screen to behave like the 16 Pro. 3, 2, 1. And I think, yeah, it's that the 17 Pro's display from like 10 to 12 feet in the air is gonna start behaving like an old screen. I think the 16 Pro is maybe met its match. So we're gonna leave it alone, but I wanna shatter the back glass. We've gotta find somewhere higher to see where we can push this back glass to shatter. This is the first thing I thought was gonna shatter. So let's go find somewhere. All right, I think we're gonna go a little bit higher than we've been. So here's a backdrop on both phones in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, nice. They landed in mud and dirt, and yeah, something from that high. That was what? Is that 20 feet high? It's gonna crack. on the back of the Pro. That held up insanely well though, but you can really see some of that aluminum start to scratch. However, comparatively, again, I don't know, year over year, I think the story is way clearer than I anticipated it to be. Whatever magic Apple has put into the ceramic shield too, it is something we saw time and time again. I mean, even the front display, after all of this on the Pro, you can technically use this phone. The digitizer is fine. On the other phone, for example, it kind of flickers now, and you know, it's not exactly doing the best from the perspective of working. And even though this is pointless, there is one more drop I want to try to get the screen on the 17 Pro to stop. All right, this is silly and we're doing it in 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. All right, the 16 Pro. My favorite part, of course, is to peel back what's underneath. You know, they say you're always more beautiful on the inside, and that is certainly true with the iPhone 16 Pro. Yeah, we did that last year as well. For some reason, it just kind of peels back really easily. On the other hand, I don't really know why we did this drop, but the fact that it still works like actually perfect is pretty wild on the 17 Pro. On this phone made of a cheaper material, it works. And the other one, doesn't. The other one doesn't work. So after dropping these phones a bunch of times, what did we actually learn? That the aluminum is incredibly durable, and that just because it is cheaper and it dents a little bit more, I mean, this is side by side, same drops, 16 Pro versus new 17 Pro. The difference is really clear this year. Even on the front displays, right? Like, you've got way more shattering in a device that does not work last year, where this generation, you can use the current phone even if you somehow damaged it that much. And look, the front camera even works. Look, we can use the new AI selfie. That's pretty cool. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this drop test. I hope you learned something new. If you did, drop a like, hit subscribe for more videos on the iPhone 17, and I'll see you next year.